All right, so I'm going to share with you 5 products that you probably think are healthy, but I'm going to shed some light on them and verify that they're not, okay? And maybe it can help you out. But before we get started, if you work for a company, you're an employee there, or you know somebody that owns a company that's looking for somebody to come in and do health and wellness, like lunch and learns or fitness for the company, please let me know. We've been getting involved in that, going in, doing some talks, while people are eating lunch, and just helping them out, shedding some light on some things that they didn't know that could help them be healthier and just live a better life. So please let me know if you have a company that you work for, or you know somebody that could use us for that. All right, so product number 1, you probably got some of this in your pantry right now. It's your cooking spray. And this is very deceptive. On the front you see for fat-free cooking. Well, okay, let's look at the back, and I'm checking out my labels, which is something you should always do when you're buying something. 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 cholesterol, 0 everything, right? Okay. Well, you never just want to look at calories or just look at fat or just look at carbs. A lot of people do that, but you got to kind of take the whole thing in perspective. So I'm going to go down here and look at my ingredients and see what's actually in this thing. The first thing, which is going to be the most product in there, is canola oil. And how in the world can you have canola oil in a product and it not have fat and not have calories in it? Well, there's not a way you can do that, except for this company just wrapped around a little rule that if you don't have a full gram of fat per serving size, that you don't have to say that there's fat in the product. Well, let's look at the serving size is 1/3 of a second of a spray. Now you're going to use a lot more than that to cover your pan, and you see that it's 557 servings per can. So this thing should last you like 37 years. You buy one of these, you're set for life. Okay, so obviously you're going to get fat when you use this. Fat in the product, not fat over weight just because you use this. But very deceiving on the front of the boxes. People know that you're trying to be healthier, look for healthy options. So, when you see something on the front, it's not always the case. You got to check into that. One other thing is about canola oil. I won't go into detail about this, but look at this up on Google. It's called the Great Canola. If you're still cooking with canola oil, check that out and stop using it. All right, here's your next thing. I see people all the time. They're like, well, it's the reduced fat, or it's the low carb version. Well, anytime that you have something in a box, okay, the things that make that taste good are sodium, fat, and carbohydrates. So when they have low fat, they're going to jack up the carbohydrate. If they have low carb, they're going to jack up the fat. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. You can look at the fat content over here. It's going to be a little higher than the other. The carb content's 17 grams. I'm going to go to the reduced fat version right across over here, and you're going to notice that it has half the fat, okay? And the carbohydrate went up to 20 instead of 17, and the sodium is also 50 grams higher, okay? So you're not really getting the healthier option here. We just basically jacked up some other stuff. They save you 20 calories, but 20 calories is not enough to make you gain a bunch of weight. All right, so just notice that you're going to pay more for this kind of stuff right here, and it's not really going to benefit you in any sort of way. All right, now let's get to the orange juice. Everybody loves this stuff. It's really good. I like to drink it. But, if you cut an orange open and you leave it in the refrigerator for 24 hours, they say that 90% of the vitamin C is not in there anymore. So think about something like this where it's sitting in a grocery store and in a truck for like 10, 15 days. You're basically drinking sugar water. And, if you're buying the cheap stuff, then you really are drinking sugar water with just some orange flavoring added to it. So, this stuff's just going to add a bunch of sugar to your diet. You don't need it. Stop it. Cut it out. Okay? All right. Now we get to Special K, the weight loss cereal. You guys, this cereal used to have like a big tape measure around it, kind of make you think that it was for the weight loss, but everybody knows it is for weight loss. Now, I've got one of their better versions. This is one of their little mixes where they actually have some fiber in it. The original doesn't even have fiber. It's a weight loss cereal with no fiber. Imagine that. Anyway, so their better version, when you do this, here's the problem. Their serving size is 3/4 of a cup, all right? I want you to see how much that is. This is just a regular bowl of cereal right here. And, it doesn't even cover the whole bowl. Okay, there's still, I mean, this is like 3 or 4 bites for me, if even that. But, when you're going back and looking at the, that's 26 grams of carbs, then you got to add in the other, 12 grams of sugar and milk that you're going to be putting in there. So you're going to get way too many carbs in cereal. And that's if you follow the serving size, you still be getting too many carbs. Now, most people, when I pour a bowl of cereal, I'm going to at least fill that baby halfway up, if not close to the full thing. And now I'm telling you, that's at least 2 to 3 times more than the serving size. So most people are just getting way too many carbs in on that very front part, on that first part of the meal, first part of their day. All right. Last but not least is Gatorade, Powerade. These things are just loaded with friggin' sugar. And sometimes I see people like on a treadmill or walking down the street, and for whatever reason, I guess because they think that they're exercising, they drink this, and they're basically drinking more calories than they're burning off when they're walking like this. You don't really need one of these unless you have sweated a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean that means you played a double hitter in 95 degrees, you're running a marathon, a half marathon. I mean, you've been out in the sun and you've been sweating for a very long time. Then get you one of these. But you're doing a 30, 45-minute workout, hour workout, no, you don't need one of these things. So this one right here, there's 2.5 serving sizes. Each serving's got 21 grams. So, I mean, you're talking, like 60 grams of sugar. I'm not great at math, but it's a lot of sugar. Way more than you need, especially in one serving size. All right, guys, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 items. There's a lot more out there, but that's 5 things that you may have thought was healthy, but it's definitely not. So keep that in mind, and we'll see you next time.